Hello everyone, welcome to the Power BI quiz. And welcome to you, Christian. Hello, Christian.
Hello, Yost. Yost, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm wrong side. Here we go. This is the right side. How's it
Thank
going?
you. And we have some trouble with your video. It's not the right size, but it's flickering between two sizes, so hopefully might be better. Now we have the slim version of Christian.
Yeah. Luckily, I've been dieting, so it's
And
not a problem.
today, Christian, we have a chat around semantic models. So why this topic for you?
Why not? Right. That's all we talk about, right? That's like you know, everyone I talk to just wants to know about semantic models. Like my kids, my cat, everyone.
So yeah, semantic model, and you're a program manager. For the people who don't know you, actually you're a principal program manager, and you are responsible for the whole semantic models in Power BI, right?
Yes, so I'm the program management lead for semantic modeling in Power BI, which covers those kind of enterprise BI, enterprise semantic modeling use cases in Power BI, as well as responsibility for Azure Analysis Services and SQL Server Analysis Services, which are, of course, the traditional products for semantic modeling on the Microsoft BI
Yeah,
platform.
and a lot of interesting things are happening right now with uh, for I will say maybe killing the analysis services, Asia analysis services. You will probably not say that way, but yeah, there's a transition going on to move all the
Yeah,
features to
yeah,
Power BI.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kill is a strong word. But yeah, we are certainly making Power BI a superset of analytic services. So at least for new projects, they have the option to have all of the analysis services functionality, as well as everything else that you get for enterprise semantic modeling in Power BI, for things like some of the new security features that we're doing for VNets and private links, of course, aggregations, incremental refresh. There's going to be some the Synapse integration with Azure Synapse, and there are going to be some big announcements coming soon around a hypothetical data catalog
Wow.
integration as well. So there's some exciting things coming.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that's also what the quiz is around today. All the semantic modeling features in Power BI. Not all of them, but that's the topic. So yeah, let's get started with the quiz. So here, first off, we have the attendees from last week, and I will ask you to pick one of the winners or the raffle winner, a random attendee. So we can see here that DataWorld won the quiz last week with Mike Carlo, a quiz around themes and layouts. So congratulations to DataWorld. I'm not sure if he's returned today. And as we can see, we have Amadeo and Tony and Kirsten and so on down here. So I've assigned everyone a random number, and for the price, actually, it is for Power BI tips for the shop where you can buy a lot of different things in here. Some of them are actually free, but you can buy scrims and layouts in here. So for the winner of the raffle prize for last week, we have $100 here. So can you help me pick a number?
yes. Let's go with lucky number
Lucky number
19.
19. So that must be your mental age, I believe.
Yeah, I like to think
Let's
so.
see
Yeah.
who is behind number 19. Yeah, we have P. Tindra, also ranked number 19 last week. It should be a random. It's a DAX random function. But yeah, congratulations to P. Tindra. I believe he has actually won before. Not just one, but multiple times this random prize. I'm not sure how we can pick him so many times, but congratulations.
Yeah.
Then we have the prizes for this week. And for the grand prize, we have a $100 gift card to lego.com. And the raffle prize this week is a membership for Enterprise DNA, which is a portal. And let's have a look at this. It's a portal where there's a lot of content around Power BI. A lot of training contents and tutorials and workshops and stuff like that. So the lucky winner will get a membership to this site. And for the grand prize, this is Lego. I have here, you can see some of the things you can buy for $100. And this is for the one ending number 1 on the podium today. So let's have the quiz. Before we start, just quick introduction to Kahoot. You will see the questions on your monitor. You will go to on your mobile or secondary screen to kahoot.it, where we'll put in a game pin that we will show you shortly. Then put in your nickname, and please be aware that we have a delay when we are streaming, but about 3 to 5 seconds, which means that you have to wait for the questions. You will actually see the answer opportunity before you see the questions. We will start with one questions that are not awarded points, just to get you all started, and then we have these 10 real questions around semantic models that Christian created for us. And you also get more points the faster answer, and please be aware that we will post all the results public. And as this is the last quiz of the second season, tomorrow or the day after, I will post all the results from all the 10 quizzes. So you can see, and we can announce a winner for the whole season. So let's go back and start the Kahoot. And here we have it. And I know a lot of people are trying to get in first. So now you'll get the pin. And let's see. We have Benny, and then Kyle, and Oddity. And more people coming in. I can see I have a couple of other Danes joining in, Mangor, and I also see Don Svensson, and also, of course, Danielle, who is the author of Tabular Editor, also coming from Denmark. We have 30 people join in until now. Just give it a couple of seconds more before we start the quiz. Let's see, 31, and the game pin is shown through all the whole quiz, so you can always join also afterwards. So let's start the quiz with the first, and people are still joining in. 34, I will start the quiz. So the first question, which is not awarded any points, let's have it here. And this is just to get an idea of which semantic model tools you have used. So have you used ALM Toolkit, DAX Studio, Tabular Editor, or Vertipack Analyzer? All tools that you can use on the semantic models. So let's see the answers. Oh, for you, Christian. So a lot of people have used DAX Studio. That's really great, and Tabular Editor, and also Vertipack, but not many people have used LM Toolkit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all good. There's pretty strong usage overall, and a lot of the people are still using the old version, this normalizer, so it's all good. Yeah.
But that's the tool you have created yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, and I know DAX Studio usage is massive, and it always has been.
It's all good, good. And we will have some questions around some of these topics also, where we can elaborate a little more around the different tools. So let's have the first real question. It's a true or false. The large model setting can improve XMLA write performance. And if you're really, really quick, you can go to aka.ms/large model and maybe find the answer.
Yeah. So large models basically allows the Power BI dataset size to be limited by very knowledgeable audience. It does improve the performance because if you don't have it set to large models, it does it the old way for Power BI datasets, which actually creates an ABF file, an ABF backup under the covers every time you do any alter on the dataset. So if you're going to, add a space to measure definition, it can take 5 minutes if the dataset is 10 gigabytes in size, right? Anything greater than 1 gigabyte in size, you're going to see a performance improvement for XMLA modifications on the dataset if you set it to large models. So it's not just for the size of the model, it's also very much for XMLA responsiveness on those models.
Yeah, so you can go in and read more about these large models and how you also enable it. Let's have the podium. See, we have Amadeo, who was the one answering the quickest, and then are on top of this leaderboard now. But also Alex, Dobler, Benny, Alice, and Kyle answered correctly, and 20 other people did the same.
Cool.
Next question. So what objects are supported for create/edit in Power BI desktop model using tabular editor? And you have capitalized supported.
I've capitalized supported. So supported means that you can raise a bug and an engineer will, it will be handled. What is supported is on the documentation. So technically, of course, you can basically modify anything in the semantic model using tabular editor, since the dataset behind every Power BI dataset, there is an analysis services model, and tabular editor came from being an analysis services semantic modeling tool. So technically, you can modify basically everything. And let's see. Yes, that's pretty good. And I will point out that metadata translations is not supported, but technically it works in most cases. It just doesn't work if the current user locale happens to be one of the translated languages. And Daniel has been super helpful in this area. And so metadata translations is part of the GA criteria for the external tools feature, so that we can get a check in all of these 4 boxes, and you can modify any of these objects using tabular editor on the Power BI dataset in Power BI desktop. Once you put it in the service, you use XMLA, then tabular editor can do whatever it wants. But for the Power BI desktop version, it will be limited to these for GA. Yeah. That's the current.
And any news around GA for external tools? Anything you can say?
It's being worked on. I'm possibly around the end of the calendar year, but I don't want to commit to it fully. But that's the hope at the moment. So it's being worked on. Daniel has been instrumental in getting us there. So yeah, at the moment, hopefully around the end of the calendar year.
So let's see. We had 19 people also answering metadata translations. So now we have Kyle on top and Alex, and we have Daniel also on the leaderboard now. So
there's a surprise.
he might have answered correctly on the last question, all 3 options.
Yeah.
Let's have the next one.
So this is the new composite models that is geared to the analyst consuming a semantic model in the service. Some business users would traditionally say, "Oh, I can't, I can't consume data from the semantic model because whatever." So, what of these limitations still apply with the new composite models that we're planning on shipping, I believe, by the end of the calendar year?
I saw a Twitter from Will Thompson saying it is scheduled for December. I believe the release note still says November, but it's postponed one month. So it is the new composite models and not the current one.
Yeah. There's a workflow to get those release notes updated that normally takes at least a couple of weeks. So yeah. Great. 20 people got that right. There is no reason conceivable on the face of planet Earth to not use composite models. I'm not sure that I could get quoted for that technically, but I couldn't think of one anyway.
So the answer here is how Christian will answer on this question.
Yeah.
Let's see the leaderboard now. And we have Alex on top and Daniel.
Oh, and Daniel's in second place now. Wow. Less than 100 points.
Now, true and false.
Very close. Pretty self-explanatory. We know object level security from analysis services, right? You can define OLS in an Azure Analysis Services model using XMLA, using SSMS, tablet editor, etc. So false. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to leak that this isn't on the release notes yet. There's a big process around the release notes that we need to be like 110% certain that we're going to ship it. But I'm going to leak that we're actually working on OLS in Power BI, which would mean you can use tablet editor to author OLS rules in a Power BI desktop data set. And we're hoping to ship this around the beginning of the calendar year. So there's a little bit of leaked information.
Thank you. And that's also one of the things missing for having XMLA, right endpoint GA, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So we're planning on GAing XMLA before the end of the calendar year. We'll announce large models GA, then we'll have OLS, and then we still need backup, restore, and reliable processing. And that's pretty much it. The scale out is another story. We can talk about that another time. We feel we've got the scale out requirement covered too. So we're very close to declaring, basic parity for all of the analysis services features in Power BI, and OLS is one of the items there.
Nice, yeah. And with the logs in Asia Monitor or log analytics, that's also one of the things that is on roadmap that we are also missing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's in private preview right now, and it will be in public preview soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's see the leaderboard now, and all on top 5 answered this one correctly, so no changes here.
Okay.
Let's see the next one. So this is awarded double points.
Ah, yes. So we all know and love analysis services dominated the BI market, but since when? Since I've called out some eras here, and I've put like some of the kind of actors that defined the era in terms of the films that we'd watch, and So what do you think? How long has analysis services dominated the enterprise BI market? Aha. Let's see. So it wasn't 2006. Borat, sorry, not this time. It was actually all the way back in 1998 And so we'll take Neo. Baby Yoda would have been super cool too, but we'll take Neo. Yes, all the way back in 1998. And for those of you who did Back to the Future, then we would have actually needed a time machine to get back that far, but that's fine. So yeah, it was 1998. We'll take Neo. We'll take the Matrix. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I believe,
cool.
was it last year that Analysis Service was 25 years old?
Yeah, so we celebrated the 20-year anniversary. We had a bit of a party. Obviously, back in 1998, it was actually called OLAP Services. And then it shipped in SQL Server 2000. It was called Analysis Services for the first time. And yeah, you were able to define partitions from the get-go. There was the equivalent of the tabular object model was called decision support objects, and it was a COM library. And yeah, there was a little MDX sample application that was written in VB6 that would ship that lets you, kind of like the predecessor to DAX Studio.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a
those were
lot
the
has
days,
happened
yeah.
since then. Oh yeah. Let's see, 12 people answered this one correctly. And now. Ooh.
Ooh,
So
wow,
that's
that shook
changed
things
something,
up.
yeah. Kyle Alice. And let's see the next one.
So this is kind of a trivia question. I know that a lot of the audience may not be that familiar with MDX nowadays, but to be fair, I mean, MDX was a beast. I mean, MDX was elegant, it was powerful, and I've used the analogy before that tabular, Analysis Services Tabular and the Tabular engine in Power BI is kind of the cross between a Labrador and a Greyhound. It's super fast, super responsive, always got a smile on its face. And multidimensional, it can be thought of like a Doberman because it's a majestic, elegant, proud, but if you rub it up the wrong way, it can be quite temperamental. And MDX is very much aligned with those multidimensional concepts. So what of these are actually MDX constructs and concepts? Let's see. This one's likely going to shake things up a bit, I think. Okay, so a tuple or tuple or tuple, depending on what part of the world you're from, is a collection of members. The current member is that every hierarchy has a current member. The collection of all of the current members across all of the hierarchies in the cube determines the coordinates of a particular cell, and cell coordinates are basically the MDX equivalent of filter context. So filter context is, of course, relevant to DAX instead of MDX.
Yeah. Can you remember I actually miss that sometimes when writing DAX.
Yeah. MDX was cool. I'm showing my age here, but yes, I actually thought.
So let's see if that changes something. Yeah, we have Daniel going up on number 2.
Oh, Daniel's back up there.
So
Kyle must have got it right.
let's have the next one.
Okay, pretty self-explanatory. The infamous DAX Studio, Casper de Jong, Darren Gosbell, Marco Norberto, Satya Nadella, all of these are very strong possibilities.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of people showed us that they have used DAX Studio, and a lot of people also answering this one correct.
Yep. So good job, Darren. We are very grateful. Obviously, Marco Norberto and others have contributed, I believe. And Marco and Alberto have kind of program managed it to some degree. But Darren Gosbell is the kind of original creator, and he's still the person that puts out the releases. And
and Marco and Alberto are also very much marketing DAX Studio.
Exactly.
So they are something, maybe the front faces, but it is Darren. And there was a new release, I believe, yesterday of DAX Studio with a lot of new features. I saw Darren actually wrote on Twitter, and he has a blog post around that also.
Yep.
So let's see. Now Daniel is going for the Lego, and let's see.
Daniel, Legoland is
and I believe
awaits.
of all of us being part of the quiz, I believe Daniel is the one living closest to Legoland, and the original Legoland in Denmark.
Very
so
fitting, yeah.
Next one. Multi-select one more time, and with multi-select 1, 2, 3, or all 4 options can be true.
Yeah. So back to large models. We do plan to have it generally available by the end of the year. There'll be a nice little, we plan to have a nice little UI to set it and set the default for a workspace. We discussed earlier that it improves XMLA write performance significantly, and a couple of these may have been kind of not supported when we first did the public preview of large models. And one of them may have nothing to do with large models. And one or two of them may actually be part of the GA criteria for large models. Once it reaches general availability, should be by the end of the calendar year.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, so let's see. So it works with BYOK today. It didn't when we first did the public preview, so that one I can understand people not getting right. So that was a bit tricky, that one. Data flows has really nothing to do with large models, to be fair. Technically, I mean, you know, a large model can get data from a data flow, but that's about it. So I wouldn't really put it as part of the large models feature compatibility list. Then multi-geo is the one that we are waiting for, as well as the UI that I mentioned, to then call large models generally available by the end of the calendar year. That's the current plan. So this was a bit of a tricky one.
A lot of people are writing that in the chat. Oh, I thought data flows was one of them because we can extract data.
Yeah. So apologies, that was a pretty difficult one. So yeah, no worries.
That's fine. Let's see. It didn't change anything.
Didn't change. Wow. Maybe none of the
that could be. I can look into the results afterwards and see the answers on the question here. But yeah, for everyone else answering incorrectly, maybe all have answered incorrectly on this one. So let's have the number 9 question.
So, Schema Diff, just like you get for relational databases, you can use it for tabular models and Power BI data sets. But what are the kind of scenarios that you can use it for? You know, you can pick and choose what objects you want to push from one model to another, and it has, you know, it does a complete analysis of the dependency tree to make sure that it doesn't compromise the integrity of the target model. But what can you use this for? You know, like, to be fair, it's quite similar to Schema Diff that you get for data warehouses, but there are lots of other use cases.
Yeah, and I believe when we have Power BI Premium per user, the usage of LME Toolkit will go up because then we all have XMLA endpoint.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So we're seeing a lot of usage for the blue one, which is that you can make changes to a data set without having to republish it from Power BI Desktop, right? If it includes incremental refresh without having to load all the historical data. But honestly, you can do all of the above with it. And there's a ton of other things that you can do with it that I haven't even thought of, I'm sure. You've just got to be creative and use your imagination. So, yeah.
So, yeah. When we all get XMLA endpoint as part of Power BI Premium per user, or as part of the preview of Power BI Premium per user, then we can try and use LME Toolkit for all of them. Let's have the leaderboard, and we have Les on top, so Daniel is not on top 5 anymore. And Alex, Nexus, Amadeo, and let's have the last one, multi-select and double points.
Double points, here we go. This is the decider. So yeah, Azure AS is there. You're free to use it as much as you want, but there are more and more features lighting up in Premium. Premium is very close to being a true superset of Azure AS. So at least for new projects, there are more and more customers choosing Power BI Premium. And occasionally some customers will say, well, we need the extra security features in Power BI Premium. We want aggregations and the Composite Models V1 where you can combine import and direct query. We want the Synapse integration, and we have an Azure AS model. We want to migrate it to Power BI Premium. So what are the options that allow you to do this?
Let's see what people are answering on this one.
Correct. All right, so we got most people got it right. Backup Restore does not work at this time. We are working on it. I don't have a time frame to disclose right now, but it will leverage the ADLS Gen 2 that you can hook up to a Power BI workspace for data flows. That's the plan. And that will then give you an option to take a backup restore from SQL Server Node Services or Azure Node Services and restore it back to Power BI Premium. But today, you can, of course, deploy from SSDT straight to a Power BI Premium workspace. And of course, you can deploy from Tablet Editor. And honestly, Tablet Editor is the most kind of flexible. You can, Tablet Editor can pick up Power BI Desktop authored data set and start modifying it. It can pick up an SSDT authored data set and start modifying it. Can deploy it to Power BI Premium, to Azure AS. It's the most flexible. Like SSDT and Power BI Desktop don't they're not very interoperable at this time. But yeah, Tablet Editor is probably the most flexible.
So, and Eric Svensson saying this is Power BI Premium, right? And yeah, it is the XMLA endpoint here.
Yes.
Let's see the final podium of this quiz. So on the third place, we have Ulrich with 7 out of 10.
Congrats,
and
Ulrich.
Nexus.
Much respect, Ulrich.
On top is Alex Stapler. So
Alex Jukla.
Congratulations to Alex and also to the two runner-ups. So thank you for everyone being part of the quiz and being part of this second season. This is the last show, and now we will have a break before we will go in and have the third season. And right now, probably starting up in December with a Christmas show, but the plan is not final yet. So thank you for everyone being part of the quizzes so far, and thank you to you, Christian, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule. I believe you have actually a meeting that started 4 minutes ago, so I won't take more of your time. Thank you very much.
No worries. And I'd like to say thank you. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who participated, as well as to you, Just, because in these times when we're all stuck at home, this is very welcome relief. So thank you very much to you as well.
Also, so have a great day and a great night and evening and morning for everyone around the globe. So thank you and bye bye.